Hello there. Sorry for the sudden and inexplicable 6-month delay. I had stuff to do. Not much came of that, and it's not really worth discussing here, but in this period of time, I had the opportunity to reflect a little bit on what I was doing, think a little bit about what I wanted to do and what I wanted to say, and I feel like it's worth mentioning why I titled this series An Islamophobe Reads the Quran. It all begins about 15, 16 years ago when I read The God Delusion. I started arguing. I couldn't help it. Even like I disrupted an entire economics class because I couldn't help arguing with my friends in the class who were Christian. And completely, like, I'm usually quite a good student, by which I mean I sit quietly and I do what I'm told, but that was not one of those cases. And perhaps some level of self awareness exists because I realized I couldn't keep ruining economics for everyone else. I had to go online to do this. And in all of the discussions I had online with all of the different people, usually well, almost overwhelmingly Christians, because I knew things about Christianity. Don't know very much about other religions. I ended up getting this interesting comment, this interesting reply, which was, "You wouldn't dare to say this to Muslims." And obviously, this is a very stupid argument. This person was clearly just upset that they couldn't bully me into shutting up. But they were right. I wouldn't dare to say this about Muslims. I was afraid of Islam. To me, that is sufficient justification for the title Islamophobe. It's an irrational fear, or possibly rational, depending on how you look at it, but it was a fear of Islam. And the way you deal with phobias is with exposure therapy. You engage with it, and you show yourselves the thing that terrifies you in controlled context. Here I am sitting comfortably in my own bedroom, even. And I would like actually to thank my viewers. You did contribute to making this sort of comfortable. The overwhelming majority of you were very nice, very kind, almost too kind, I would argue. I am obviously a little bit more inflammatory. I can empathize with this. Obviously, there's probably a lot more pressure in the English-speaking world for Muslims to be on their best behavior at all times. But yeah, just so you're aware, probably not necessary in my case when I'm already being intentionally inflammatory. But therein lies why I'm back. This is what I need to do to overcome my fear, is to actually engage with it, confront with it. Ultimately, what you're seeing is, what the point of this series is me treating Islam exactly the same as I treat Christianity. This is, and this might surprise you, might shock you, what it means to be a part of my society, my culture, and being accepted by me means that you have to accept that I think that everything you believe is stupid. Likewise, I can accept that you think the same about me. And I think this is part of being a good multicultural society, is not suppressing my need to be myself, my desire, my belief that inflammatory rhetoric can be productive, that irreverence is useful for critical thinking. And I think actually a lot of you got this point. Very many of you, and some of you might be saying this just to sort of, because you think it might be annoying for me, but so many of you said that your faith became stronger from watching my videos. And that kind of proves my point, doesn't it? Mockery, which the Prophet very clearly says you should avoid, very many of you don't avoid. Very many of you have sought me out specifically, even though I clearly and make it blindingly obvious that I am going to insult your religion. And still you seek me out. And still you get something positive from it. So I think that's what I'm going to keep doing. Because If you get something from it, perfect. And I get to finally, after all of these years, this over a decade of being too afraid to be honest with Islam, with religion, with as I am with all other religions, finally I can be myself with it, and nothing bad will happen. So, yeah, just so you know, this is going to continue. I'm probably going to be a little bit different in tone, but not a lot. This is still React content. I'm just first impressions. I haven't read it. I probably should reread some of it just to refresh my memory, but once I started doing that, I started realizing I wanted to keep talking about it. Because this is kind of the point. You're watching the first impression of an anti-theist, someone who thinks all religion is dangerous. Engage with your beliefs. I might stop calling it an Islamophobe reads the Quran, because obviously the goal is to stop being an Islamophobe. The goal is to stop being afraid of religion and to treat Islam just like I treat any other religion. And I hope that there are still some of you who are interested in that.